how to become besties with your sketchbook, okay? Treat this thing right. This thing is here for you. This should be your bestie for the restie. Do not abandon this thing, okay? I have too many sketchbooks that are in the graveyard, specifically because I just never finished a sketchbook. And my goal for 2023, although it's almost over, is to finish a sketchbook. And I'm almost done with this one. So I really just want to get in there and just stop being so afraid of this little book with pages in it. Like, what? No. So follow me along while I do this, hopefully. And break out your sketchbooks too if you're feeling inspired.
Hello, beautiful human. It is now voiceover Naimah taking over with a couple of just inspiring words, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily call them like tips, but I was jotting down some ideas of what to talk about during this video, and I just wanted to be open and honest about my experience with sketchbooks and kind of being afraid of the white space and being afraid to literally create in sketchbooks, even though that's what they're for. And one of the things I came up with was just treating your sketchbook like your friend, because it really should be. And I think kind of making it more of a familiar thing in your life would help people not be as apprehensive to use it. So one of the things that I was telling myself was that just like a friend, your sketchbook is there for you and really wants to hear what you have to say, because what you have to say is important. No matter how big or small, your sketchbook honestly, genuinely wants to hear your ideas. And contrary to popular belief, there is no such thing as a stupid idea or an idea that is not worth anything. Yeah, sure, we have those thoughts that pop up sometimes that we don't think are worth saying out loud, but that's what your sketchbook is for. Absolutely, just dump any random thought that you have into it, because I promise you it's going to be there for you and it's going to listen to you. Another thing I've been telling myself lately is that just like a friend, your sketchbook is not there to judge you. We all have that one friend that says some pretty questionable things, and honestly, we just want to be there for them because we all know that we make mistakes and we do questionable things in our lives. And your sketchbook is there for you through every questionable thing, and it will not judge you, I promise. So put whatever you want, whether it's song lyrics or poems or what you did that day. There are literally no limits to your sketchbook. You can put anything in it. I think there's this misconception that sketchbooks are specifically for sketching, but I literally use my sketchbook for everything, and I'm not ashamed of it at all. So just to take a little tangent and actually talk about the drawing that you're watching right now, I decided to get out of my comfort zone and do a still life drawing. I got these oil pastels recently and I've always wanted them, but I've never used them. So I'm just kind of doing a little warm-up sketch, you could say. And I started off this drawing basically piecing together random inspiration from my Pinterest board. And I'll probably try to insert some clips of the different things that I looked up on Pinterest and the vibe I've been feeling lately, just to give you guys some inspiration. But yeah, I just started this still life drawing by piecing together different accents from different pictures. So these are all a collage of different things that I found interesting that I wanted to paint or draw. And I was a little frustrated with it at first because it wasn't really looking how I wanted to, and I tend to get really discouraged and give up on things if they're not looking exactly how I like. And I know people will say trust the process, but it's kind of hard to trust the process when you don't know where it's going. So it's what is the process? It's almost like you have to kind of not have a process and just kind of blindly go into what you're drawing and then find out at the end. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to, quote unquote, trust the process, because it's what am I even doing? But I think that's another thing I'm just kind of getting over, is that you really don't have to know what you're doing. It doesn't have to look like anything. It doesn't have to do anything. It's not technically functional. It's just a drawing. And by the end of it, I actually started liking it a little bit. I decided to randomly add these tomatoes. Why, I don't know, but that's okay. Art does not have to have a rhyme or reason or have an explanation. You can literally just do whatever the heck you want. And I think I'm slowly but surely starting to understand that. Another tip I wanted to mention was just taking your sketchbook everywhere, and no matter how big or small, you should definitely have something to jot your ideas down, especially when you're out and about. I get some of my best ideas, I feel like, when I'm out like in the world and not just like staring at a blank page at my desk trying to come up with something. So investing in a little small sketchbook and maybe like a little pencil like attached to it, I think is a really good idea. Even if you just want to write the idea down, I think that's a good thing to do. You could also like take inspiration from anywhere. Like I started drawing what I did in a day. Like I know that probably sounds weird, but I started drawing like my dreams and like what I want to do in the future. So one of the things that I want to do is have like a traveling like cafe truck where I sell my art out of the back and maybe do like freelance classes, like pop-up shop style. And I started like drawing what I wanted that to look like and started kind of like manifesting it through my art. And honestly, it's been super, super fun. I even drew like one of the dreams that I had recently, which dreams are super random and super cray cray. So I feel like you will never lose inspiration if you draw from your dreams or just take inspiration from literally anything. There are no limits to where you can get your source material. Also, I think just going back to that idea that your sketchbook is very like low stakes, like there is literally nobody putting that extra pressure on you except for yourself. And I think we create this kind of scenario in our head that people are going to end up looking in our sketchbook one day, or that someone's going to want to flip through it, and we almost start drawing these like fake pictures that are like presentable, almost like we expect to show people these drawings in the future, so we feel like we have to work on them with other people in mind. I've talked about this before on like other platforms, that in public sometimes I will like draw fake pictures, or I'll draw stuff that I know if someone was to walk up behind me and ask me, oh hey, what are you drawing, I could show them like, oh, this is what I'm drawing, even though in my brain I really just want to work on something random that like I don't really care how it comes out, like I'm just doing it for fun. And I think this is one of the first drawings that I actually worked on where I wasn't thinking about anyone else except for myself. I wasn't thinking like, oh well, I'm gonna show this to someone. It was more like, I really like what I'm doing, and that's kind of rare for me. So I'm actually really proud of myself for this drawing, and I hope that this video was helpful. I hope it was interesting to you, and yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me to this part. I have a little bit of speaking at the end where I just talk a little bit more, but yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and for listening to me ramble. And just know that your sketchbook is kind of like an extension of yourself, and just like you, it deserves to be heard and it deserves to exist.
Hello, beautiful human. So if you made it to the end of the vlog, thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you here. I had so much fun making this. I honestly went through a lot of doubts when I was making it, and of course now I can still see things that I really want to change and get better at, but I hope that this video inspired you to just break out your sketchbook and not be so intimidated and scared of white space, because this book is a tool. Sketchbooks are not supposed to be scary. They are not supposed to be this big unattainable thing. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be whatever you want them to be, and you should fill them up with whatever you want. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it and that it was nice and cozy for you. And yeah, let me know down below what kind of videos you want to see from me next, or if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully like if you subscribe, then we get to see each other more often, and that would be really lovely. So I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.